you could be living that next life now. It's just you're holding yourself back, whether it's mentally in your mindset, you're not taking the action steps, whatever it might be.
Welcome to the Mindset, Magic, and Manifestation podcast hosted by me, Michaela J. Get ready to dive into an action-packed, bougie-based, and spiritually guided experience on all things manifesting your next level Lux life. Let's go.
Hey, gorgeous. Welcome back to the Mindset, Magic, and Manifestation podcast with your girl. It is I, the Michaela J, here to teach you how to manifest your next level Lux life, baby. Happy Monday. Happy quickie day. Before we dive into this episode, which is going to be a crowd favorite, this is going to be one that you want to make sure is downloaded so you can save and listen to over and over and over again, because it's going to solve all of your problems if you're feeling stuck. Before we dive into that, I want to talk to you about my retreat. In August, we have a full week-long retreat called the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants Retreat. It is in the Mediterranean. We are going to both Greece and Italy for this retreat. It is going to be literally insane. We have never done two countries at an MJ retreat before, and it is actually going to be my last retreat for the foreseeable future. Mic drop moment. Can you believe it? We are going to be taking a break, a hiatus from retreats in 2026. There will only be one next year, and that is for alumni, for girls who have been on retreats before or clients of mine. So if you have never been on a retreat and you're like, Michaela, I've been waiting to go on a retreat, like this is your chance. This is your opportunity. Jump in, because I don't know when we will be doing one again, which is absolutely crazy to be saying out loud. This is something that's kind of been going on in the behind the scenes for quite a while that I've been like figuring out and honestly just like deciding on. So if you want to come to a retreat, August is your time to shine, baby. Come with me to Greece and to Italy. In the show notes below, I will have a link to all of the information and the checkout page so you can decide if you want to commit. Okay, spots are limited, so make sure you hop onto that. And I am so excited to see who comes with us to Europe. The girls that have secured their spots already are so much fun, and we may or may not be having a guest appearance by one of my besties coming on the trip to play assistant. So it's going to be the best time ever. Now let's get into this quickie episode. This is going to be your quick 5-minute life refresher assignment. Okay. So if you've been feeling a little stuck lately, you've been feeling a little stagnant, you've been thinking about how you want to go to the next level, but for some reason your energy's not there, or you're just like, fuck, it's May. I really need to pick up the pace with my goals this year. This is exactly what I want you to do. I'm going to give you 2 journal prompts. 2 parts of this assignment, and it's going to completely shift your energy. I did these 2 journal prompts recently to kind of have a little refresh in my life. I felt some areas where I was like, things were feeling like not stagnant or stuck, but just stale, like just mid. Like they were good, but I wanted them to be great. I wanted them to be better. I wanted them to be best. And these prompts helped me know exactly what to do and how to get out of that energy. And now that I'm on the other side, I'm like, yes, chef's kiss, easy, quick, boom, done. Okay. Question number 1 is, what areas of my life feel out of alignment or I am unhappy with? It is okay to declare that, like, I'm not happy with this anymore. Like, this is not making me happy. It is okay to declare like that's no longer in alignment. I think there are certain things that we don't want to face, and so we don't face them, or certain things we don't want to admit that we're not happy about certain things because we want to come off as like, I'm happy, I'm great, my life is good. Yeah, we want to like seem so put together. But then we like mask it ourselves, and then we start to feel stuck, stale, or stagnant. So what in my life do I feel out of alignment with? And what am I feeling unhappy about? And what I want you to do, like, you can journal about this. You could voice note yourself. I wrote this in the notes section of my phone. I was like laying in bed one night. I couldn't really fall asleep. So I was like, let me do some journaling. And I was starting to journal on some of the things that I was feeling a little stale around. And honestly, like, one of them was my house. I live in like this beautiful, like 4-bedroom home. It's gorgeous. But I was just like feeling very meh about it. I get over places quickly because I up level so fast. I'm just like, I'm over it. I want to move on to the next. But we have a longer lease for this house. So it's not like I can just pack up and leave unless I'm going to break my lease, which I'm not going to do that. So for me, I was like, okay, well, This space is starting to, like, I feel unhappy about this space, but my environment impacts me so much. Okay, great. So like, let's make a note of that. What else is feeling out of alignment? Are there specific things feeling out of alignment? Is there a specific thing you're feeling unhappy with? And this could be like the most micro things. It could be like, I really love my friend group, but I don't really love this conversation that people are always having. Okay. So it's just starting to notice where things are feeling off. A lot of times when we get into a phase where we're feeling like stuck, or we are feeling a little stale, we're feeling like we need a refresh, maybe a little stagnant, it's because some things are like getting under our skin, or like little irritants or little things that are bothersome, and we're not actually confronting them and doing something about it. So this gives you that space to be like, no, this is what is not feeling good for me anymore. Another little like nuanced part to this question that I wrote about also is, what are some changes that I want to see? So I wrote about how my house was just like making me a little bit unhappy. Or I was just like, the house just like doesn't feel like a vibe anymore. I feel like I've grown, I've changed. I want to live in like a fucking mansion. Like I want an even bigger walk-in closet. I want a bigger bathtub, like, whatever. But you got to take it to a point where you're confronting what you're not happy with and confronting where things aren't in alignment, but you're not complaining. So really what I wanted to fine tune for myself was like, okay, what am I unhappy with and what changes do I want to see? And so that helped me go from like ranting, complaining to, all right, like this is productive. We're going to shift this energy. So for example, it might be like, oh, I'm just like tired of my house. I'm tired of how the living room looks, whatever. Like our dogs were like eating the couch. I'm like, the couch is not a vibe. So what's the change I'd like to see? I'd like to get a new couch. I'd like to refresh the living room. I'd like to bring in maybe more plants or more lights or whatever. Those are the changes I would wish to see. Like I said, this helps you so you're not like complaining about your life, but being more proactive about, okay, this is out of alignment and this is where I want things to move. And for some of the things that I wrote down, I didn't completely, for every single one, be like, this is the change I want instead. Because honestly, for me, some of them are like super obvious. It's like, oh, okay, I don't like this. Well, then that means I need to go do that instead. And all we needed was that moment of confrontation of like writing it down, admitting it to ourselves. And the second part that I journaled on was a little bit of shadow work to get to the root of what is happening. Because a lot of times the things that we feel out of alignment with, that we're still tolerating, things that we're unhappy about, we haven't taken action to make the change. It's because part of us is hiding behind that, right? And so I love asking this question. This is part 2. What part of me is avoiding becoming this new version or having this new life? Because in the first question, you're like, these are all the things I'm not happy with anymore. These are the changes I wish to see. And so even if, like I said, you didn't write the opposite, like what would be in alignment, you just know. Like if you were to write down, like, I feel out of alignment with my friends, you would know like finding new friends, more aligned friends would be the new life, would be the next action step that you need to move towards, the next thing that you're working on.
Hank's the family fixer, always with his tool belt. But living with prostate cancer, he needed help. He asked his doctor about Xtandi and enzalutamide. Xtandi 40 milligram tablets treats men with prostate cancer that has spread to other parts of the body and responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Xtandi may cause serious side effects: seizure, a brain condition called PRES, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls and bone fractures, swallowing problems, or choking that can lead to death. Stop Xtandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Xtandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Xtandi. Common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache. Talk to your doctor and visit Xtandi.com.
Support comes from ServiceNow. We're for people doing the creative work they actually want to do. That's why this ad was written and read by a real person and not AI. You know what people don't want to do? Boring, busy work. Now with AI agents built into the ServiceNow platform, you can automate millions of repetitive tasks in every corner of your business, IT, HR, and more, so your people can focus on the work that they want to do. That's putting AI agents to work for people. It's your turn. Visit ServiceNow.com.
Experience a progressive lens engineered with AI from Essilor, powered by individual measurements of your visual behavior. A lens personalized to you by an Essilor expert. Discover Verilux XR Track and enjoy instantly sharp vision in motion and seamless transitions from near to far. Find your local Essilor expert today at Essilor.com.
So what part of you is avoiding that? Let's say it's the new friends thing. Well, part of me is avoiding that because I don't know where to go to meet people, or I'm scared to talk to people, or you tell yourself this story that it's so hard to make friends when you're in your 20s and 30s, which I think is like absolute bullshit. I should make a whole episode about that. I think that's like the dumbest limiting belief ever. Like, it is so easy to make friends in 20s and your 30s. Like, I'm somebody who works from home alone, and I think it's easy to go and make friends. Like, truly, there's so many ways. Anyways, so it's like part of you could be hiding behind that story. Part of you could be avoiding that truth because you're scared that you're going to hurt your friends' feelings. Part of you doesn't want to accept that truth because that means you have to actually go be the new version of you around these new people for a long period of time. Whereas your friends, you can kind of slack off a little bit. So like, this is going to really show you where some of your blind spots are and where you are actively holding yourself back. So once you get clear on these two parts, everything becomes so simple. And why I call this like a life refresher is because you look at, this is what's not working anymore. These are some of the changes I want to see. Why am I avoiding making these changes? Why am I avoiding living my life in this way? Because you could be living that next life now. It's just you're holding yourself back, whether it's mentally in your mindset, you're not taking the action steps, whatever it might be. And I'm the kind of person, and I know you are too, where once you identify this, you immediately want to go take action. Like, I tell my clients this all the time. Like, I crave taking action. Like, I wake up and I'm like, let's fucking go. I'm ready to slay the day. Like, let's go do something crazy. Let's go do something wild. Like, let's be all in. Like, let's go. Right. And once I see and admit to myself, like, this is what's going on, I immediately make a change. So for the example of my house, like, my living room was just not feeling like a vibe to me. And so we literally bought a new couch already. Like, I did this journal prompt last week. I was searching the internet for a new couch and I found the new couch. Another example of this is at the beginning of the year, I bought a program all about trading, like investment trading, stocks, etc. And I haven't really spent a lot of time going through the program, right? And I've been telling myself, oh, I'm busy. And that's just an excuse. Like, busy is genuinely a fucking excuse. So that was one of the things I wrote down. I was like, I am unhappy with the fact that I have this program and I'm not utilizing it. And I want to be spending more time on some of the hobbies that I wrote down for this year. And one of them was learning investing and starting to trade. So literally after I wrote that down, I think I had done this journaling on like Thursday of last week. And by Saturday, I was in the course practicing fake trades, like paper trades with fake money. They let you do that online before you trade your actual money, which is a really amazing thing. And I was like already learning trading, taking notes, going through the course and looking up a bunch of TikToks about trading and investing. So it's like the point of this and why it's like a 5-minute life refresher is let's admit it to ourselves. Let's figure it out. Let's find the stuck energy. Let's find where we're getting stagnant. Okay. What are the changes we want to be making? Why are we avoiding this? Let's confront that and then let's move. And your life will start to change very quickly if you let this process be fast. That's my favorite thing is like with my clients and I'm like, they plug in, they ask a question. And I'm like, okay, do this. And then they go do that. And I do the same thing with my mentor. I'll plug in. I'll be like, hey, I have this question. She's like, you should do this. And I'm like, okay, done. And I go like film a story or something. Like if you can get into that momentum, your manifestations will follow suit. So the next time you're feeling a little stuck, a little stagnant, maybe a little stale, that's more of how I was feeling, like stale bread, right? I want you to follow this 2-part journal series to shift the action you are taking in your life. Okay. If you feel like this would help a friend, make sure you take a screenshot, post over on your Instagram stories and tag me. I'm at the Michaela J. I would love to see that you're tuning in to the podcast. It helps me so much when you share as well. And test out these journal prompts. Let me know how they go and I'll talk to you on Wednesday. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to leave a 5-star rate and review. I love hearing your takeaways and wins from the podcast in the review section, so don't forget. Love you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye.